Hi planner friends, I hope you're all doing well. I must be honest and say that I cannot believe that it's already June. I don't know if you feel the same, but to me it's as if January was only yesterday. Sometimes the realization that time flies really freaks me out, especially when I look at my kids. Sophia turned 6 in May and Emily will be 10 in June. Can you imagine? She's already 10 years old, and to me, it's like she was a baby not too long ago. I know it's normal for them to grow up, but it's scary how fast that's happening. Anyway, since the new month is upon us, it was time for me to set up June calendar and the cover page in the daily section. Or should I say cover pages. To decorate the monthly calendar, I'm using the June kit from the Coffee Monsters Co. and the June cover pages in the daily section I decorated with stickers from Graceful Muse Paperie. It's a combination I love the most, to be honest, and that's why you'll see it often in my planner. Speaking of Graceful Muse Paperie, I have a discount code for this shop. Just use the code DRAGONA15 and you'll get 15% off your order as well as my freebie. Only in the month of June though, if you used my code, you will get 25% off, and Laura from Graceful Muse Paperie designed new summer freebies. You can check it out on Instagram. Using this code won't cause you any additional costs, but it will earn me a bit of money so that I can continue buying stationery. I won't be talking a lot about the process of the calendar decorations because you're already familiar with my journaling style. It's usually the monthly cover page in the daily section that varies from month to month, and in that part of the video I'll talk a bit more about the process. There are some parts that I cut out on purpose because they're tedious even for me, so they must be for you as well. For example, I cut out most of the video where I'm placing down the date dots and even the bits where I'm pasting some of the tiny icons. The calendar spread is usually the same from month to month, though that might change now in June when I start working. On Thursday last week, I spoke with people from my new company and I'll be starting on the 9th of June. I'm quite sure that this day will arrive on swift wings and I'll definitely not be ready, but I'm still very much looking forward to my first day on the new job after a break of almost 3 years being stay-at-home mom. This will be an adjustment period for all of us, but I'm sure we'll sort everything out very soon. As you all know, I mostly write with fountain pens in this planner, and my go-to pen is the Pilot Capless or Vanishing Point in extra fine nib, and it's inked up with platinum carbon black ink. I love this ink so much. The shade of black is just perfect in my opinion, though I've been dying to try out the Tremendous Archive ink. I've seen many people use it, but I'm reluctant to buy it just yet because I haven't used up my current bottle of black ink. Before I started setting this spread up, I plan to use two pens with two different inks, the black one and the purple one. The purple one was supposed to be for due bills, but the time my brain registered which pen I was using, it was already too late. So now everything is written in black ink. Not that I mind, I just prefer to separate bills, due dates, and the rest of the things I use the calendar for. Speaking of bills, that's what I'm using the money icon for. I adore these tiny icons and they fit any journaling style, to be honest. It doesn't matter if you use the Coffee Monster Co.'s kits or stickers from any other shop, these icons will go with everything. Even though I didn't use the purple ink for what I originally had the intention for, I still decided to bring it in once I was done writing everything down in the calendar section. I apologize in advance if I butchered the pronunciation of the pen name, but the pen that contains the purple ink is Sailor Shikiori Hisakata in fine nib. So using this pen, I wrote down the most important tasks for the month of June and my goals. I separated the to-do list from my goals by placing down this large emoji sticker sitting at the desk. I didn't want to just write down goals header directly on the paper because I wanted it to stand out and match the header of the to-do list. So I wrote goals on a sticker from the kit, and I think it turned out quite okay. To make the bullet points, I used a mind liner because I couldn't find my Zig dot markers anywhere. Anyway, I have 3 goals for June. Stick to my YouTube schedule. It's a goal almost every month, but now I'm really determined to follow it. Plan out what I want to post on Instagram and how often, and stick to that schedule as well. And lastly, I want to use my planner on a daily basis without slacking because I have a feeling I'll need it once I start working. The last goal I didn't write down. Instead, I wrote how much I want us to save this month, but I've added it since this video was made. And with that, the monthly setup was done. Now let's move to the daily section. So far, I have repeatedly forgotten to add a monthly tab when I would set up a monthly page in the daily section of this planner. That's why that was the first thing I did now. I had to lift it up once or twice though during the setup of this spread, but at least it was there and not forgotten in the big envelope I took it out from. At this point, adding these tabs and using the planner in general when decorating and writing has become a bit of a hassle because of the size of the notebook. It's gotten pretty chunky and we're only 5 months into the year. I can only imagine how large the planner will be when the year ends. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, to decorate the daily section June cover page, I used the stationery items from Graceful Muse Paperie that were a part of their June mystery kit. One of the things that I add every month is a piece of vellum, so I didn't want to break the tradition now either. The June vellum was slightly larger than the planner page, so I cut it down to size and pasted it in the notebook by using the Scotch tape. I never glue down my vellums with glue or double-sided glue tape because they're fully stuck to the page on one side and it's not easy to write like that. Instead, what I like to do is place a big strip of Scotch tape on one side of the vellum, align the edge of the vellum that has the tape with the edge of the page in my planner and gently bring down the tape on the other page of the spread, if that makes sense at all. And to do this, I had to open the planner in a different way to make it less chunky somehow. Otherwise, it would have been much more difficult to tip the vellum in. Maybe my explanation isn't the best, but you can see in the video what I'm doing even if I'm not explaining it perfectly. Once the vellum was down, the decorating could begin. Before placing any stickers, I took this gorgeous wide washi tape from Paper Monogatari and placed it along the edge of each page. While cutting off the excess of the tape, I also cut off part of the page itself, but that's okay. When decorating your planners, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. I'm subscribed to 3 types of mystery kits from Graceful Muse Paperie, and the one I'm using here is meant for Hobonichi weeks. But as you can see, it doesn't have to be just for that planner. I often use Graceful Muse Paperie's weeks kits to decorate not only my daily pages, but weeklies too. I didn't have a special plan how to decorate this spread. I just started peeling the stickers off and placing them where they made the most sense. During my bullet journaling phase, I had this obsession that when I would set up a new month, everything needed to be thought thoroughly through. Well, that was a tongue twister. Anyway, I disliked that very much because it was time consuming and sometimes even stressful. With the dated planners, I realized that nothing has to be perfect and that decorating my pages spontaneously actually looks 10 times better than when I was obsessing about every little detail. So I played around with the floral corner and edges stickers and layered them all on top of the script washi tape. I added 2 stickers with girls on each page and then proceeded with adding small floral stickers along the edge of the washi tape. I know that the contrast between the washi tape and stickers isn't the best, but it all turned out looking good in the end. Like I said, your setup doesn't need to be perfect. The most important thing is that you're happy with it. I am certainly happy with mine. Anyway, I didn't separate the cover page from the page used to write down journaling prompts on. The June vellum was a perfect cover page on its own, so I used the whole spread to write down the journaling prompts. If you haven't seen my previous monthly setups, I use prompts from the Coffee Monsters Co. Helen creates the prompts every month and puts them on her website. I'll leave the link below if you want to check them out. What I usually like to do is make a swatch with a mild liner or any other marker, write the header on top of it, and then proceed with writing down the daily prompts. Since I'm using the whole spread for this, I made a swatch with a brown mild liner on both pages and wrote journaling prompts with Tombow Fudanowski. Now my handlettering isn't the best in the world, but I promise you it's much better than this. The header is not how it was supposed to look, but the deed was done, and there was no way to fix it. Truth be told, I didn't even want to bother fixing it. It will serve as a reminder that I should practice more. Anyway, here's a bit of editing magic, and there are the prompts all written out nicely. I didn't want to film this part because it takes a long time to write them all down and it's not exactly all that fun for you to watch, but before I proceeded with writing all the prompts, I highlighted every other row with a gray mild liner and I wrote the prompts on top of the highlighted area. That's something I don't normally do. Instead, I write in every single row, but this time it made more sense to do it like this, and honestly, I like it better. It looks much neater than squeezing all the questions on one page. One downside of this though is that I had to set up a third page for the journaling prompts because I was out of room to write. It can happen, I guess, and I don't mind it that much. It's different from my typical setups and that I like a lot. I decorated the third page in the same fashion as I did the previous two and wrote down the remaining 4 prompts. The only difference between this page and the previous two is that instead of using floral stickers along the edge of the washi tape, I used dot stickers in 2 shades of brown. I'm not sure where I got these stickers from, but if I find them, I'll leave the link below. Since I only had 4 prompts to add on this new page, that left me with a lot of blank space. And to fill it out, I listed all the books I want to read this month. I ended up writing down 10 books or so, and I don't know if I'll manage to read them all, but it's nice to have them there as a reminder of what I want to read. And that's the end of this setup. I hope you enjoyed watching and listening to my rambling. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It will help my channel grow. I'm always grateful for your support of my small channel. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell button so that you're notified of all the future videos I post. Stay safe and happy planning and journaling. I'll be seeing you all soon again. Bye!